no doubt in the fact that we're exactly where we'd love to be, and we want to remain there. It's going to be tough, it won't be easy, that's for certain. We're going to need that sort of 2 points a game average, and we're ahead of schedule at the moment. But you know, the Christmas and New Year period is always a tough time.
Bradley Wright Phillips has made a significant difference. He's been in outstanding form in the early months of the season. It's been a highly productive campaign for a striker who was Powell's first signing. He's proved a shrewd acquisition.
His goals since he's come to the club has been phenomenal, really outstanding. And the good thing about him is he wants more, and what he's put in the red of Charlton so far has been fantastic for us, and we need that to continue. But you know, we're not just going to rely on his goals. It's important, strikers have to score, but we know we've got to get goals from other areas as well.
As a player, Powell enjoyed considerable success in promotion-winning teams, but he feels taking a club into the Championship would be an even greater achievement.
You're looking at your team to perform under pressure, and my team have done that so far, but to do it over 46 games is a phenomenal achievement. But as a manager, when you're in charge of bringing in players and doing the coaching and the training every day, you know, I think you'll take a greater satisfaction from that, because to do that, and in my first season, if we can achieve something like that, would be amazing for us, but long way yet.
So 2012 could be a very special year, couldn't it?
It could be. I'd love it to be, and I'm sure our supporters want it to be. And my players will be aspiring to make it a real special year, but we know there's a few teams behind us who are saying, we want to get back at you, and we've got to handle that. But we're going to be positive in 2012 and look to make this club better and move forward.
Chris Powell is such a positive person anyway, but I love, Peter, the smiles you get out of managers and players when they're top of the table. It must feel great.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's all that hard work in the summer comes to fruition, and I think I've got to pat you know, the Charlton hierarchy on the back, really, because Powell's had a terrible time when he went there, and I think it was indicative of Charlton changing managers, chasing the dream again to get where they were before. Loads and loads of different people coming in, and he realised that you know, we say do it softly, softly, but instead of sort of evolution, he did go along the revolution. Wright Phillips the first sign, and 18 plus to follow.
I read some of the, you know, the Charlton fans' blogs, if you like, and some of them say, well, I don't know how we're top, we're not playing that well.
Yeah.
Would that be harsh?
I think it would be, yeah. But then again, you know, they've been spoilt over the years, haven't they? And I think they've got some really, really exciting players. I think they play to a formula. They definitely enjoy the time under Powell's tutelage as well. And at this moment in time, it's bearing fruit to be, with the goal difference that they've got as well, and 5 points clear. You know, you don't have that kind of goal difference without playing well.
And they've got the points on the board, haven't they?
Yeah.
And a good little gap as well.
Yeah, it's terrific to have 5 points at this stage, or a couple of points when you look at Sheffield Wednesday and Sheffield United. You know, all them teams in there and around each other, a 5-point gap is tremendous.
And 42 points would be automatic promotion form.
Yeah.
And they're ahead of that, way ahead.
Yeah, way ahead of that, and they've had a terrific run of form. They've been absolutely brilliant. The draws that they've had have been hard fought, and you know, so you can take the positives out of that. But look at the size of the clubs at the top of there. It's everybody who we expected, really. MK Dons and Brentford probably drawn a few too many games at home, but you know, with Uwe Rosler there, you can guarantee they'll go right to the wire. It's going to be so exciting in that division with the size of them sides.
Again, top of Christmas in League One this time, and generally you go up. Forest, Swansea, Brentford didn't.
Yeah, and when I look at the last round of fixtures as well, I think there's 7 draws, and there was only Sheffield United who gains there, and that's so important. One result can turn every Saturday when the divisions are so close that they are, but it didn't dull Powell's smile, did it, that draw? Managers
are judged by and large on their signings, aren't they? And I think Bradley Wright Phillips was Chris's first signing. So how pleased will he be that he's so far come off?
Yeah, well, you're judged as a manager by your signings because you're looking for a guy that you believe you can get the best out of, both from a playing point of view, but mentally as well. Put him in the right place so he can flourish, get the balls in the right position in the box and into his feet where he can score goals. So it's a dual aim for yourself as a manager, and a testimony to Powley and the way that he's set up the team is there. The fact that it's bore fruit and he's getting goals galore. Tremendous attitude. He's took a step back to go forward again. You know, he was at Plymouth, the revelation in a bit of a struggling side, and now he's at Charlton and he's playing on a bigger stage and could go higher.
And best defence in League One as well. That's really important, isn't it?
It's really important when you're banging in goals and you're keeping it tight at the back. You know, it's a promotion formula, and sometimes you can afford to be not quite at your best colour and get results. And Charlton have done that. Really.
They're on a great run at the moment, no doubt about that. Last 2 games were draws, though. Would that be a worry of any sort?
I wouldn't have thought so. No, I wouldn't have thought so. I mean, Oldham really stifled them. They did have chances, and you know, but for the keeper making a couple of great saves, particularly from Green and Wright Phillips as well. And Walsall fighting for their lives. So no, look at the amount of green there. That's the pleasing thing. Don't look at the 2 yellow draws at the bottom of there. They're still unbeaten.
Yeah, I think Oldham, with respect to them, probably came to park the bus, didn't they? The only way they saw of getting a point, and they did.
Yeah, and you're coming up against a side who've had 20 points out the last 24, so you know they're in form. You can't afford to be off colour.
And Daryl Russell scores for Charlton, Felipe Moray for Oldham. I mean, it's a great point for Oldham. You know, I like the way Paul Dickov is going about things there at Oldham. Yeah,
he's very, very positive, and you know, I think he replaced Adeyemi, did Moraes, and he comes on. It's a terrific strike from about 20 yards there. Tremendous. You know, he could take the skin off it, but he instep there, and you can see what that means to them guys. Paul Dickov's side do play in a nice style of football.
Interesting little fixture list coming up for Charlton. They've got 3 London derbies there, haven't they, including the FA Cup, and then both Sheffield clubs. You know you're in a League One promotion battle when you get to the end of January.
Well, I think like everybody, and maybe it's like Powley as well, like my eyes were drawn straight to them bottom 2 fixtures in consecutive weeks. Important time, because if you can take the full complement of 3 points against your rivals, you start clawing back, you know, you start wrestling for position, and a lot of it's psychological as well.
Yeah.